Eclipse Day. It's almost here. The April 8th eclipse is upon us, and Lebanon, Indiana is in the path of totality. To help get you geared up, we've got two organizers who've been working to help make your eclipse experience as fun as possible. Missy Krulik from the Heart of Lebanon and Allyson Morton from our Parks and Recreation Department join us on this episode. Find out about all the great activities that have been planned for you and your family. Episode 160 of the Love in Lebanon podcast starts now.
Welcome to the Love in Lebanon podcast, highlighting all the great things happening in Lebanon, Indiana.
Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode 160 of the Love in Lebanon podcast. We are just a few days, we're less than a week away from the 2024 total eclipse here in Lebanon, Indiana. And we, of course, are in the path of totality. I'm Joe LePage, the City of Lebanon Community Development Director. Got a couple of the organizers of some of our watch party locations with us on this episode of the pod. We've got Allyson Morton. She's the programs director over at the Lebanon Parks and Recreation Department. Allyson, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we've got the executive director of the Heart of Lebanon organization, our downtown Indiana Main Street, certified National Main Street as well. The executive director, Missy Krulik. Hi,
Hello.
Missy. Everybody sent these gals a message this morning as we're recording on Monday. It's going to come your way Tuesday, but and you guys were nice enough to fit us in your schedule with a huge once-in-a-lifetime event. How are your stress levels from 1 to 10? We 11 or more? We doing okay? Less than a week away.
I'm doing okay. Maybe
I
at
don't know,
like a
this
6.
This is always a hectic moment trying to think of all those details that you may have forgot, and you need to shore up everything and make sure everything's going as planned. So I would say my stress level's above a 10, but you know.
Does this happen to
that's
you
normal.
guys at all, where you're sleeping, dead asleep, and then all of a sudden there's either a dream or some kind of
Yes.
and you stir yourself awake at 3 a.m. and I forgot the whatever it is. You guys get like that too with the random events that you?
I'll start having dreams like 2 days prior of like me forgetting things and things not going to plan, but it usually always works out fine.
And you're coming off the high and the stress level of coming back from spring break, and oh, by the way, there's this huge Easter egg hunt, and then we downshift for about 5 minutes, and then it's back to the eclipse stress.
Yep, back-to-back weekends, but it keeps us busy, keeps us going.
So as far as the fine tuning goes, how are things going? And you guys got everything pretty well solidified ahead of what will be later on this week with Saturday, Sunday, and then into Monday?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've known about this for quite some time now. So it was nice having so long to kind of get your feet on the ground and prepare for what was to come and kind of decide what you wanted to do at your watch party. So that was really nice. Having the city as a partner was really great. And then having community partners come along and just trying to gather people and let people know, like, this is a big deal. And I still think people are, treat it like a weather forecast. It's not really that big of a deal, or, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen, and it's going to be a big deal. So,
Allyson, is that what you guys are hearing too from the Parks Department? There are so many from city perspective that are, well, what happens if it rains? Or I mean, it's going to happen. It's
Right.
rain, shine. It's a rain or shine event. We can't postpone it until
Right.
the next
Exactly.
sunny day. Are you guys getting that too, where people are not
Yes.
quite understanding fully?
Yeah, we have the same questions. But it did kind of hit me the other day because even myself, who's never experienced this before, it's like, what is the crowd going to be like? But we had a lady come in to our parks office, and she has family coming from, I think she said like 5 different states, and then some from England as well, coming over here to Lebanon to watch it. So I do think it is a pretty big deal.
And that's been part of it, where it's. Well, I think I'll watch it. I went to the one like last year, all right, but they don't understand the difference between a partial eclipse and being the significance of being in the path of totality. It's a huge deal. Some communities once in a lifetime experience it, and this is the once in a lifetime for Lebanon for many of us, and so it's one of those things that you're going to remember where you were when that eclipse happened.
Yep.
And so everybody, if you didn't know already, April 8th there's going to be a pretty big event that we've kind of alluded to here, this total eclipse coming through our area and all through the state of Indiana and going up to the northeast. And we have 8 different watch party locations that have been set aside, and we want to do it, and we want to kind of parse it out a little bit to help if we do have so many people that are coming into town, because you get all these facts and figures of, our population could triple. So that'd be 30,000 people in Lebanon. That would be crazy, right? If that happened with you guys, can you
Yes.
even fathom
No.
Pretty crazy.
State Road 39 at 4 o'clock on a weekday is kind of a
Already.
madhouse anyway, but
Yep.
for a couple thousand more cars. But so we have 8 different watch party locations, and our parks department has 2 of them. We'd like to start there, Allison, but what was the importance with you guys to be able to have great programming, great events on more or less 2 different days, although on Eclipse Day, both Memorial Park and Abner Longley will have people there. But how important was it for you guys to have 2 different locations, but having great things happening at both of them?
Yeah, it was really important when we were deciding what we wanted to do. We wanted to incorporate both of our big parks just to hit 2 different sides of town and hopefully make it more accessible for people here in town to go to either park. Obviously, Abner Longley Park, in my opinion, is probably the better viewing because there's not as many trees that will be blocking and there's tons of open grass space out there. And then in Memorial Park, we obviously have more trees and things, but we are opening our Seashore Water Park deck for special viewing, which we've booked a few packages there. So yeah, it was really important to utilize our parks and help our community celebrate this event.
Everybody, the folks that are coming from out of town, they are taking advantage of Seashore Water Park, and I forget what you're calling it. It's like a private viewing deck or something along those lines.
Yes.
Yeah, having that be that area that's kind of parsed off a little bit with restrooms right there, which are going to be so important with Eclipse planning and also food as well.
Yeah, we're calling it kind of a VIP viewing section.
Gotcha.
That way they have immediate access to the concession stand and food and restrooms. There's not nearly the crowd that they might have outside of the water park gates. So yeah, we've sold not tons of packages, but that's nice too. It'll be a lower, not so many people in there for those that have chose that seat. So
And what we've heard, I've kind of walked and checked out our hotel situation, and what we were told by Allison Gutwein of Discover Boone County. She really helped kind of shepherd us along in this process and really give her a tip of the cap for helping to kind of get us all on the ball and going here. But it sounds like, and we've kind of seen that as well, where it could be an influx of people based on the weather forecast. And I don't know about you guys, but I check it about every 5 minutes. I feel like I'm obsessive compulsive. Check the stove, do my thing, check the stove. No, I'm checking the forecast to see clear skies or the wind and all that type of thing. But it could be that we have in the final throes of this thing, we could have our influx of people based on forecast, and we do live in Indiana, so the forecast could change in 5 minutes, but there's that.
definitely.
Yeah. And so we talked about things happening at Admiral Longley Park and Memorial Park. Downtown, it's going to be kind of taking a step back with the Aquanet and back into the, was it hypercolor when we were in middle school, elementary school, and scrunchies and all those things. Where I'm not quite bell bottoms, but it's 80s weekend in the Heart of Lebanon. Missy, why on earth would you go back in the 80s other than your excuse to wear the Aquanet and rep it?
Right. I mean, why wouldn't you, Joe? Yeah, so it only made sense to do Total Eclipse in the heart. I mean, we are the heart of Lebanon and the heart of the downtown. So we took that kind of theme, 80s song, and kind of went for it and developed a all 80s weekend. So we've got businesses on board. We've got lots of activities, some indoors, some outdoors. So we're just kind of a big old 80s party in the downtown.
That is hilarious. You guys had the old-fashioned roller skating rink. You guys were doing the 80s movies, and you showed pictures of how large the Aquanet cans are. Tongue-in-cheek, we're joking about the Aquanet, but literally you guys are going to have big cans of Aquanet that aren't real, obviously, but artistically representation there. But having Rubik's Cubes and things like that, all the whole kind of leaning into the whole 80s thing.
Yeah, so starting off Saturday, we kind of tip it off with roller skating and an 80s movie. Running into Sunday, we do some more roller skating because, I mean, I remember in the 80s, lots of roller skating was going on. And then for Monday, on the Eclipse Day, we'll have a big 80s concert downtown. We'll have a vendor fair, so we have lots of vendors coming in. We have a tarot card reader coming in. So
we can check our fortune.
Get into
All right.
that.
Magic 8 Ball. All right.
We have the National Guard coming with a mechanical bull. We have the Lebanon Arts Council set up to do a community painting. So that is all 80s themes. Rubik's Cube, like you said,
nice.
Rubik's Cube demonstration. You can come try your hand at how fast you can solve a Rubik's Cube. We have awkward 80s photos booth, so you can come and get dressed up in your 80s gear if you aren't already, and take some photos. A look-alike contest. I mean, we are all in on this 80s thing.
And I'm going to touch on a lot of the other watch party locations, everybody. You're listening to episode 160 of our Love and Lebanon podcast. We've got Missy and Allyson here to chat about the 2024 Total Eclipse. Talking about being all in, how has that experience been for you guys? Because I felt like the sense of community, and we'll talk about, I've been kind of working with the North Side group as well and what they're putting together at the YMCA with Boone County Senior Services. But have you guys kind of felt that camaraderie of our local kind of environment and that fabric of whether or not we get a bumper crop of people? It feels like there's kind of a circling of the wagons to be able to kind of come together as a community. Have you guys kind of felt that in your respective avenues, or maybe even collectively as well, Allyson?
Yes. Yeah, I definitely have. I purchased our shirts from Uptown Crossroads
Imprints, yeah.
and he was great to work with. He already had logos and everything, so it's just like an easy process. I feel like everybody's just worked really well together to try and celebrate this fun event. So
And Missy, you guys have seen that too?
Yeah, it's been great to bring in other businesses in the community and kind of use them to help, push their commerce a little bit, and then, get the downtown businesses involved. We have Merle Norman's is doing a Pretty in Pink Eclipse party, and Clues Brews is hosting a breakfast club party. And so, it's really exciting to see everyone kind of come together and get on board with this show that the universe is getting ready to put on. So we're on board for it.
I think at the end of the day, if we don't get tons of outside visitors, the city of Lebanon's going to have no shortage of things to do and celebrate, which I think is still great.
Full transparency, everybody, when asking for the money to help kind of foot some of these bills that we're putting out for not only our locals, but for visitors and everybody in between, it was one of those where what happens if you don't get 30,000 people? So what? We still have a great time, and we're still able to see this once-in-a-lifetime thing, and we're able to do this all. For me, it's a win to be able to have at least all these things, even on a smaller scale, to be able to have for our community. And so looking forward to hopefully clear skies and rain-free forecast would be nice too, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yes.
I know, from all the way down, Bloomington's obviously ground zero for this thing, where it's going to be completely dark, the longest, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and Victory Field all the way up through us. We're all kind of planning things and all kind of waiting to see how that all goes. In Lebanon, everybody, the 4-H Fairgrounds, if you're camping, that's the place to go. That's one of our watch party locations. Also, we're teaming up with Freedom Church along Indianapolis Avenue. You can go there and check out some of the things that they have to offer as well. The Farmers Bank Fieldhouse, if you're coming along I-65 and you just want to kind of pull off and just have a good time and kind of enjoy a parking space and then be able to get into the Fieldhouse and check it out as well, there's that offering as well. And also, Lebanon Little League is having an event that's going to be great in utilizing their fields. To be able to have kickball and wiffle ball and some fun outdoor activities in the great outdoors with what we hope is a great forecast. And then on the north side, Totality Rocks on the north end have been kind of working with the Witham Family YMCA and Boone County Senior Services. They're going to be having a concert, and their party starts at 11 a.m. just on Eclipse Day. But they have a concert. The Journey and Jet Band is going to be performing. They're going to do some cardio dance as well. And then a tribute to Elvis. Roy Reynolds is going to take the stage. And they're going to be having food trucks there and some fun games and just a chance to kind of hang out and just chill out and be able to be there and experience the whole thing. Now, personally, ladies, what are you looking forward to with this eclipse? Have you guys have you read about them? Have you kind of been to one? I can speak from experience a little bit, being down in Kentucky in 2017, but have you guys looked it up, thought about it? Are you looking forward to something in particular when it comes to this eclipse, or just want to take it all in like a sponge?
With being with Main Street, we've had a lot of Main Street organizations who have been in the path of totality before describe what it's like to be in the path of totality, and when the moon covers the sun, and that kind of spiritual experience, and you kind of laugh at that and think, really? Mm-hmm. But I was recently told that that this total eclipse is pretty rivals kind of childbirth. So having given
Oh.
birth a couple times,
So
I
you guys-
I'm like,
You guys would know more than me
let's
about
see.
that.
So it ranks right up there, really, like as a really
Like a lifetime
Yeah, a
experience.
lifetime
emotional, yeah.
experience. So I'm kind of cool with that. I'm past my childbearing years, so
So
I'm
the
kinda
excitement
cool with
of
this.
the birth of a kid,
Yeah.
not exactly the pain, because
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
you guys
yeah,
would say you'd be
right.
out of here,
Yeah.
out of here.
Hopefully not the pain.
Yeah, so I'm waiting to see this
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be pretty exciting, I think.
Yeah. I'm with Missy. I think just the experience of it is exciting, and like it's just going to be wild that at 3:00 in the afternoon it's just going to get dark. Like I can't. It's weird to think about, and I just think it's going to be awesome.
And it's been like a rabbit hole for me, trying to give little facts and things, and looking for different, what livestock do during an eclipse, and where chickens on a farm think it's nighttime, so they go back in the coop, and then they're up. Here's the sun again, and I'm hungry. Wait, it's
Like, does their clock
3:10. Yeah, exactly. But all these, unique and just different things that happen for folks that maybe will be experiencing Lebanon, Indiana for the first time. What are you hoping that they see or they feel or they are privy to when they come into our community, if they're coming in from out of town during the eclipse?
Well, we already know we're going to have a lot of out-of-towners, so I think it's really important to show them what this community is all about and what we have to offer, and that we're a friendly community, we're great hosts, and we've got some great things going on here. So that's never hurts to share that with people of your state, people of the country, or people of the world. Lebanon is a great place to call home.
It should be on a banner somewhere like this.
It
yeah,
should be.
yeah. Allison, kind of same thing?
Yeah,
Very
I
similar?
completely agree. I think Lebanon is a great community and always feels very welcoming. And I just love it's a small town, but it's also big enough that we do have things here to enjoy and different restaurants and things. So make sure you check out all the local restaurants and local businesses as well while you're here.
And flipping the script just a little bit, what are you guys hoping that locals maybe realize about their community, where they maybe have seen the same shops or the same parks, 364 days out of the year, but this one day or this one weekend, something's different, that type of thing? Are you hoping they kind of see their community maybe in a different and renewed light, perhaps? Is that something that you're kind of hoping for?
Yeah, I hope so. I think people will hopefully appreciate the work that we've put into to bring all these events to the community, and I hope they get out and enjoy them.
Yeah, it's just about bringing the community together. The greatest thing about events is seeing the people of the community come together and recognize one another. And, we're people who like to just kind of stay around our homes quite a bit. So
Especially after COVID, right?
Right?
It's
And
slow to get out.
so it's just so much fun to see that interaction with, community members. And I think they'll just realize that, Lebanon really goes all out, when there's things that are important. And I think they'll be proud. They'll be proud of their community on Eclipse Day.
That's very well said. And everybody, we've been talking about some of the different things that are going to be taking place at the eclipse, for the eclipse, and through the eclipse. You can find a lot of the information, and we call it a one-stop shop on the city's website. You can go to lebanon.in.gov. And so on there, on the very top tab, there's a spot where you can click on the funny logo. It's got the courthouse dome with the eclipse glasses kind of facing south at 3:06 p.m. And you can kind of see all the different things that are taking place. All the ticketed events, all the free events are all there. We're trying to get you all the information you need. And everybody on the podcast, this is airing on Tuesday. Starting tomorrow, on Wednesday, we're going to be giving away Eclipse glasses here at the Municipal Building. And so letting you in on a sneak peek of that. Can't give you more than 5 at a time just to make sure that everybody gets theirs. And so giving you some free eye protection so you can view the eclipse. If you're wondering about, oh, geez, I can't afford the $2, the $3 per pair, we want to help you out to be able to experience this once-in-a-lifetime event. Have you guys heard people ask about the forecast? Have they said where they're going to watch it? Have they kind of filled you in on some of the things? Have you come in contact with anybody really, really excited about this thing, or want to kind of share their excitement with where they'll be?
I think everyone's really excited. I think that when you get people out and you start talking about it, they're super excited. I have family that's already come into town.
Coming to town now?
Stay. Yes. They're already in town.
They're squatting now.
Right? They don't want to miss this. So yeah, I think the excitement is building. And it'll continue to build over this next 5 or 6 days until we start all of our events. So, yeah, I think it's pretty great.
I think people are excited. I think people are a little, aren't sure what to expect. That's what I'm getting a lot about, is they're not sure how many people are going to be here, what's it actually going to be like. And like Joe said, you can just show them videos and explain what you know, but I don't even know. I've never experienced one either, so...
Yeah, and there we were down in Kentucky, and we were in a parking spot at a strip mall. I think the BMV in town, where China Walk is. And it was just kind of, we were in our own spot, kind of had our own little spot of green space, and we're sitting there, and there's some people that are cheering on one side, and there's some that are emotional, overcome with on the other. And it's just like, it's a kaleidoscope of emotional reaction. It's just kind of a real beautiful experience. And we've had people come in and say, well, I don't want to be around other people, I want to be by myself with it, which is great. This is one of the things that I love about the Eclipse is if you want to do it around live music, great. If you want to do it all by yourself, off your back porch, great. I mean, this is one of the Eclipse where it's like something for everybody as long as you experience it. It is one of those beautiful things that you'll never forget where you were when that happened.
Right.
And so we're going to kind of do some things citywide after the event. We're going to have a time capsule. We're going to ask you to submit some pictures, and we're going to make a photo album for generation after generation to take a look at. The next Total Eclipse in Lebanon is in February, which is an awesome month to do anything in Indiana. The temperatures are great. It's predictable, all that. But 2343, unless anything happens before then, will be the next Total Eclipse here in Lebanon. So you want to be able to take advantage of this while you can. Again, heading to the city's website, lebanon.in.gov. You can sign up for text alerts. We've been sending out text alerts about different things taking place, and you can click on the tab that takes you to all the Eclipse action that you want to know and all the great things that are happening within our community. Ladies, thank you for being here. Thanks for all the work you put into planning this sucker, and let's keep our fingers crossed for clear skies. And
yes.
Even if it's cloudy, it's going to be a great experience. So, yeah.
And I was going to say, all of our park stuff, I mean, it's going to happen regardless of the weather. So we'll be there.
And I know with events, you cannot plan what the weather is going to be like until 2 hours before the event.
Oh, sure.
So it's Indiana, people. It can change.
And on the city's Facebook page, there's a gentleman that, what if it rains? There will still be an eclipse. And there have been... if you can look up videos of when it's been raining, they still get out and celebrate the eclipse because it still happens. What happens if it's cloudy? The eclipse still happens. It will happen on Monday. So that's the way that goes. But we encourage, no matter where you decide to view it, everybody, or if you just say, forget it, I don't even want to be a part of this, still have a great weekend, a great Eclipse weekend. Have a great Monday. We appreciate you listening to this podcast. Allyson, thank you. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Missy, thanks, as always. Thanks for answering the text at 8:03 this morning. Said, help, going to do this. But I know coming back from spring break and Easter and all those things in between. But we appreciate you listening to this episode of the Love and Lebanon podcast as well. More great episodes are coming your way. Take care.